Skip it up and that up. So a YouTuber named John Hancock, who I'm a huge fan of, he's been in a bunch of Metal Jesus Rocks videos. That's how I found him. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook too. He's a really nice guy. He put up a video called, "Are there too many YouTubers making videos?" And he gave a very detailed explanation as to why he thinks there is. And he gave advice to people because he has a growing channel. He has 58,000 subs and growing. And he gave advice on how to garner a following on YouTube and the issues he sees in the YouTube gaming community. And I was like, man, I should make a response to that video. I really enjoyed what he had to say. And since today is a slow news day, yes, you could actually use that excuse against me today, trolls, if you want to, even though I wanted to make this video for a while. Today, I thought I would give my take on John Hancock's video and talk about why I think there are too many YouTubers making videos on YouTube. And I have a little bit of a different outlook than John has, but there are also many things that him and I agree with. Now, what's funny is the video I made over a month ago now, man, time flies, called "Fortnite Will Not Make You Famous, a History Lesson." I'll have a link to that below in the description as well. Kind of ties into what I'm going to talk about in this video. And you saw throughout history when there was a trend, whether it be the angry reviewers or the Minecraft reviewers, you had one person that was very famous or a handful of people that were very famous, and he had a bunch of other people trying to copy what they were doing, hoping that they would get that crazy fresh YouTube money. And very seldomly it would work, but you'd have a lot of clones out there that would barely get 5 views a video, or they would not even have 100 subscribers. For every one angry video game nerd, there was 100,000 clones of him that couldn't get 10 views a video. For every PewDiePie, there was 2 million clones of him that couldn't get 2 views a video, and so on and so forth. Every time there is a famous YouTuber that blows up on YouTube or a popular trend that blows up, you'll have that small group of successful people and a billion people trying to copy them, hoping to garner the same success, and usually it never happens. Now, one thing that John said that I kind of agree with but kind of don't is that YouTube is tougher than ever to get into, whether it be if you're looking to get a partnership or whatever the case may be, or garner a following. Yes, from that standpoint, to get a following on YouTube, to get a sub base now is harder than it used to be because of the fact that there's so many people. There's hundreds upon hundreds of hours of content uploaded a minute, and it's tough to stand out in the crowd. But from a partnership standpoint, even with YouTube's new rules of having 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours, especially in the gaming community at least, getting a partnership on YouTube back in like 2009, 2010, 2011 was next to impossible, because if you had gameplay in any of your videos, you were instantly blacklisted. Developers and publishers didn't want you using gameplay in your videos. YouTube didn't want you using the gameplay because they didn't want the developers going after them. So you could ask Broken Games HD, who's part of the Weapon Wheel podcast now. It was tough, man. You had zero chance, basically, of being partnered, especially if you were a gaming channel. And that's part of the reason why you saw the rise of that guy with the glasses, or now called Channel Awesome, or Channel Not So Awesome, depending on who you talk to. But that topic's been beaten to death. But you saw websites like Channel Awesome, where that guy with the glasses, blow up in like 2010, 2011, even like 2012, because you couldn't, it wasn't even about making money on YouTube. There would be times that companies would flag your videos just for using gameplay, or your videos would get struck down. So you had to find another place to go. So you would see websites like Channel Awesome pop up, do very well. They would upload their videos to blip.tv, which was more liberal with allowing gameplay content. And, you know, there were these third-party websites you would go to that you would get a following on there. But when it came to, you know, being a successful YouTube gaming channel, your chances were virtually none, because they wouldn't allow you to be partnered. And even if you did upload gameplay, or you were partnered, which you wouldn't be, companies or developers like Rockstar Games back then, for example, did not want you using gameplay footage from their games, and they would, you know, flag your videos or get them shut down. So even though there was less people uploading content back in the late 2000s and early 2010s, there were other obstacles like getting a partnership. And even if you did get a partnership, developers would try to strike down your content. There were other challenges that now aren't an issue, because now most developers don't care if you use gameplay footage from their games, because to them it's free promotion, minus Nintendo, but Nintendo's still stuck in 1997 when it comes to stuff like that. Now, are there too many YouTubers in general? I think one of the things that makes YouTube interesting is there's so many people uploading content. And when there's so many people uploading content, you get, like Susan Wojcicki said, and there's many things I disagree with her on, but this one I really do like the way she worded it. The more content that's uploaded, the more texture you get to the content, the more interesting things you see, or even if it's a billion people talking about the same content or same topic, they may give a unique take on it that no one else will give. And because there's so much content being uploaded, you get flavors of videos, I can't think of a better way to word it, that you won't see anywhere else. But where there are too many YouTubers is there's too many YouTubers that I think don't give a crap about the content. They're just looking to be famous. And you have everyone trying to copy the same exact thing, like it's been for years. And they're trying to do the same thing another famous YouTuber's doing that's successful, hoping to get the same thing. And then it gets flooded, where everyone's trying to be a PewDiePie, or everyone's trying to be a Jake Paul, or everyone's trying to be insert famous YouTuber here, whether it be in the gaming community or not, instead of trying to make their own content or even their own take on content. You know, if they want to talk about news, am I the only person that talks about gaming news? Hell no, not even close. But they just try to copy how they deliver it, that someone else that has notoriety, they try to be the same way. So instead of giving their own unique take on the news, there's a billion people that sound like someone else that's successful, and that's where the problem lies. You have too many carbon copies of people out there just trying to do the same thing someone else is doing, hoping to be as successful. I think the problem is too, and John also touched on this, is that people think that making a YouTube video is super quick and super easy. Oh, Rich, you just sit in front of the camera. People say this to me, and it makes me laugh. You sit in front of the camera for like half an hour a day, and that's your living. And I'm like, man, I wish I would be the first to be like, you know what? Damn right, man. I could sit here for 20 to 30 minutes a day, and it takes me an hour to upload the videos, and I'm done, and that's my day, and that's how I make my living. But it's so not true. John was saying even making a couple or 2 or 3 videos a week, that it's 50 hours a month to get those videos up there. And yeah, and I do YouTube full time, and yeah, my schedule is all over the place, which I'll talk about in a minute. I suck at keeping a schedule. But I'm here a lot. I'm working from home a lot. I record here and I do a lot of my editing at home. And if I'm looking to get 2 or 3 videos up a day, that's a 10+ hour day. You know, I know many of you don't believe it, and many of you want to think that I sit here, scratch my nuts for 30 minutes, and that's how I make my living because it makes you sleep better at night. But anyone who is a YouTuber, even if you're a part-time YouTuber, can vouch for me that doing this job is very time-consuming. And beyond that, due to the onslaught of trolling and stuff, everyone deals with it, not just me, that it could also drain you too. So it's an emotional investment, and it's a huge time investment. And it's not easy. And everyone, you know, it's not a physically demanding job, but it's just as intense as working a 9 to 5 at a desk in a cubicle, if not more so, because, you know, you have to put even more hours in to get the amount of content that I need to get up to sustain this channel. The other thing I've noticed as time goes on, and I realize that it's getting tougher and tougher, is that there's a lot of competition out there in every genre, not just the gaming news or tech news or the regurgitation tech news genre, which I know a lot of people want to put me in. And there's always been, like, even back when I first started doing gaming news, which I guess you could say mostly was in 2011, I was one of the OGs. Even back then, there was a few people. There was me, there was Icy Rhythms, who's now called Fail to Listen on YouTube, and there was Broken Games HD, who runs the Weapon Wheel podcast now. And, you know, there was a few others doing it back then, but especially in the past couple years, man, there is a billion people doing what I'm doing. And again, like I said to you, that's okay. Like, there's IGN talks about the same thing, Kotaku talks about the same thing, and Polygon, they all talk about the same thing, and Cinema Blend and VG247 and Destructoid, and they all regurgitate from each other. You'll have IGN being like, thanks Kotaku for the information, and Kotaku would be like, thanks Polygon for the information, so on and so forth. It's not about the regurgitation. But there'll be some times, and I love these guys, and this is not me taking a shot at them, but perfect example is like Spawnwave Media and RGT85. Both make great content, and again, this is just an example. Like, I'll be home. You know, my office obviously is no longer at home. I rent an office now. And some major news topic will come up. And minutes later, I'll see like RGT or Spawnwave, they'll have a video up about it. And I'm just like, how did you do that? It just 5 minutes ago. And they're already, and I'm just like, oh my God, wow. They're fast, man. They're fast. And, you know, that's part of it too. Now, again, everyone goes to people also for different takes, but it's also about that timing. Look, if you're the first out of the gate with the review of the product, more eyes are going to be on your video. If you're the first out of the gate talking about news, more eyes are going to be on your video. Perfect example was last night I put up a video talking about the Atari VCS Indiegogo. And, you know, I'm late to the party, and I'm sure that, you know, the video's doing okay. It's about 60,000 views right now when I look at my analytics, but I'm sure if I got a video up right after the Indiegogo was successful, like Spawnwave Media did, that my video probably would have had 150,000 views by now, or maybe even more. I even notice it when I'm, you know, quick to the punch with talking about a news topic compared to being a couple days late. But there's just some times I can't get there and get the news up in a timely manner or as fast as some other guys can. And you know, there's always been that competition like that back in the day, but now it's more than ever, man. If I don't get that news story out there as quick as other guys, they're going to get the views that I'm not going to get. So that's another thing too, where you could say there's too many YouTubers. And I love that there's other people doing what I'm doing too. And I think that Spawnwave Media and RGT create great content. And, you know, I've talked to them both before, and I've been on Spawnwave's podcast, and I think they're great guys. But, you know, it was easier even a few years ago because there wasn't, even though there was a lot of people still doing what I was doing, now there's even more. So if I trip for a second, it can cause my channel's, it can hurt my channel's performance because there's so many other people who are talking about what I'm talking about. And if people, you know, don't see the content coming from me, they're like, oh, Spawnwave talked about it. RGT talked about it. Dreamcast guy talked about it. He's also a great YouTuber. I'm just going to watch them. And then when I put out my video, they're like, sorry, Rich, I watched a video from 3 other people talking about the same topic. Ain't going to watch yours. And that's not a shot at them. It's just the reality of how it is. If you want to get the views, you got to be one of the first out there. And that's just how it goes in any genre, not just the regurgitation of tech news genre. Now, this is where, and I swear to you, man, I'm not talking for, I swear on my children, I'm not talking from an elitist standpoint. And when YouTube changed their policies about who can be a partner and how they changed the standards to having 1,000 subscribers and 4,000, I believe, watch time hours. A lot of people accuse me of, oh, Rich, you're being an elitist. And no, I'm not. I really just feel that YouTube, because they used to have very high standards, like I said, I wish they kept those standards for people being partners. Because I really feel that the adpocalypse would have never happened if they didn't let everyone monetize their videos. Because in 2013, like I said, they said, oh, hey, you have a pulse? Oh, you upload content? Monetize your videos. And I thought that was the worst idea ever. That's all I was saying. I swear to you guys, I want to see everyone on. If you want to be successful on YouTube, I want to see you be successful. The more successful people there are, the stronger it makes the platform. And that benefits everybody. Well, it benefits me and it benefits you. I don't want to see, I don't want people not being able to be partnered and not be successful on this website. That was not my intentions. And for everyone who took what I said the wrong way, that thinking I was being an elitist, I do apologize. But as I say that, it was interesting because I'm friends with John on Facebook, and I think I knew who he was talking about, John Hancock, and he was saying that he sees people on Facebook complaining that their channels aren't growing and they aren't gaining traction. And I hear you, man. I was there. I mean, I remember how many years it took me, because it took me almost 3 years to even get 1,000 subscribers on Review Tech USA. Now, people will be like, Rich, you just started uploading in 2009. That's actually not that bad to have 1,000 subscribers in a year. But I actually had another channel before Review Tech USA called RLM Audio. You can look it up. It's gone. You can't find anything on it anymore. So I was doing YouTube for almost 2 years and change, let's say, to not exaggerate, before I even got 1,000 subs, you know. And even then, after that, to grow even more took forever. I remember it took years to even get to, I think it wasn't until late 2012 that I got 10,000 subs, and it just took a really long time. And even then, like, a lot of my videos didn't get great views. You know, I would only get a few hundred views a video. To get a channel off the ground, unless you're really lucky and you're one of those select few that gets a video that goes viral, and the next thing you know, you go from 50 subs to 2.7 million, which from time to time, the occasional person hits that lottery ticket. It is a grind, you know, and what kept me going at it is honestly really until like 2012. I never saw myself making a living off of YouTube. I started YouTube thinking, I had a feeling back in 2008 that even before I got laid off, that I was going to be laid off from my job. Like, maybe I should, you know, set up some videos and put some demos up talking about voiceover work. And, you know, I also just mostly did YouTube to pass the time. It was fun. I talked about gaming. I had this like tight-knit community back then where we all had like the same common interest in gaming. And I never expected YouTube to get where I have my own office filming in a little mini studio right now. Never did I imagine I would get that far. So my point being is, don't worry about the traction, because the traction took me forever. In people way more successful than me, it took them a very long time too. If you love what you're doing, whether it be doing reviews, talking about news, doing your own unique one-of-a-kind skits or whatever the case may be, it's not 99.9% of the time, it's not going to happen overnight. And if you're just doing it thinking you're going to be the next big thing, you might as well quit now, because you're not doing it for the right reasons. And one of the biggest complaints I get against me, and I see it against RGT85 and Dreamcast Guy and Spawn Wave Media, and I'm not going to name any of the people who make videos complaining about this, is don't let people deter you from making the kind of videos you want to make. I see, and I'm not thinking of a specific person. There's many people I'm thinking of right now that make these videos mocking me and Dreamcast Guy, so on and so forth. That, they're just all talking about the same thing, regurgitating the same news, regurgitating the same reviews, or doing this, or, look at them selling out, so on and so forth, which always amazes me, because what are they doing that's original? They're complaining about the same thing that 8 billion other people complain about. So I guess that makes them more creative and original. But if you want to talk about gaming news, don't let anyone making fun, like people, as soon as you make a video, you're going to already have negativity towards you. It's just human nature. Look at this guy or this girl talking about gaming news. What are you trying to be, like Spawn Wave Media or RGT85 or Review Tech USA? Why do you need to talk about the same thing? Could you imagine if, like, everyone said that about Kotaku or Polygon or IGN? They all talk about the same things. GameSpot, Eurogamer, they all have news articles on the same thing. I guarantee if you go to all their news sites right now, they're all talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 or whatever the case may be. And they all probably got the information from each other. So what's the big deal about multiple people talking about the same thing? And maybe you want to hear they have different opinions. Maybe you want to hear RGT's opinion, and then hear my opinion, and hear Dreamcast Guy's opinion, hear Spawn Wave opinion, so on and so forth. What's wrong about that? Why do you need to be the police? What do you care? But don't let those people intimidate you. As soon as you start uploading videos, even if you get 10 views a video, instantly you're going to have pricks trying to bring you down, because human beings suck. And don't let them bring you down. Make the videos you want to make, because if you're enjoying them, because you're making the content you want to make, you're going to continue doing it. If you make content hoping to appease everybody, one, that's impossible, and two, you're not making the stuff you enjoy, so you're going to get sick of it and want to quit anyway. And a big point that will make you be successful on YouTube. It's not a guarantee. There's no guarantees. Even if you do this, you may never be successful. But John is right, and I suck at this, and I need to get better, is be consistent with your uploads and your content. If you promise to upload every Tuesday and Thursday, do so. Don't be like this fat jackass and say you're going to do something and then it's 2 weeks late. Okay? that hurts your channel. And to be honest with you, the reason why I'm probably not at 1 million subscribers yet, and my biggest Achilles heel, is I am absolute 100% garbage at sticking to a schedule. That is my biggest weak point, and I need to fix it. And if you, from the get-go, stick to a schedule, it will help. I'm not guaranteeing anything, okay? You still may never get sub growth, but it will definitely help. If people know that, okay, Christina, the YouTuber who talks about gaming news, if she uploads I know she uploads every Tuesday and Thursday. So if I go check her channel, look, there's videos there. And then people will be like, man, I know she's going to talk about what I want to hear. If I go there every Tuesday and Thursday, oh, look, there's a new video. I'm going to keep going back to her channel, and that'll help your channel grow. I'm telling you, John is right. Don't take me as an example. I suck at scheduled uploads and I need to get better. And yes, he's right. That is a crucial way and a very important way to grow your channel, is to be consistent. And I need to get a hell of a lot better at it, because I am piss poor at having a consistent schedule. And last but not least, and I hope you stay tuned to the end of this video, because this is really important on making your channel successful. I don't care if it's tech related or not, gaming related or not, whatever kind of videos you want to make. Research what the hell you're talking about, okay? Because if you don't, and you make a mistake in the video topic you're discussing, and you get misinformation, people will never let it go. I don't care if you make 2,072 videos and every single one of them were perfect and you have no misinformation in them. If your 2,073rd video has a mistake in it, that's all people will remember. All of your other videos could be perfect, but like, hey, Bob or Steve or Christina, remember that one video where you made a mistake? Yeah, I'm going to troll you and never let it go for years to come now. And I'm never going to trust your content again. Even though your other thousands upon thousands of videos were perfect, you made one mistake and I'll never let you live it down. It's also human nature. How many times, you guys know, you and I've done it too, you work a 9 to 5, you show up on time every day for like 2 years straight, you do an excellent job, you do 110% of what your boss asks you to. The one day that you're late for whatever reason, your boss will complain about it and he'll never let you live it down. You could do the right, humans are funny, man, you could do the right thing 1,000,000 times. The first time you screw up, that's when people pay attention and they'll never let it go. But you could do things perfectly. The rest of the time, they'll never even mention that you do it perfectly. But the one time you mess up, they'll scream it in your ear constantly and never let you live it down. So please, when you upload content, research it and know what the hell you're talking about. It will save you a headache and it will help your credibility. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my response to John Hancock on Are There Too Many YouTubers? Yes, there are. But at the same time, having so many people uploading content is what makes YouTube great and diverse. And I don't know the formula to success on here. There's people that are way more successful than me, and I don't even know if they know the formula. It's just, you have to do it and love it, and you have to upload videos because you love uploading content, you love being creative. Because if you're coming on here thinking that you're going to be the next big star, it's probably not going to happen. YouTube's a tough place. It's a flooded market, and to stand out is like winning the lottery ticket now. But if you want to be consistent and you put your time and effort in, there's a chance that you could definitely make things happen. But the passion has to be there first. This is Rich, Review Tech USA, signing out. Have a good one.